It's disgusting the rhetoric that Wikipedia uses constantly to mischaracterize ideas and people. Just rest assured, anytime Wikipedia calls anyone any kind of bigot, whether it's a racist, a white supremacist, a homophobe, an anti-Semite, know that Wikipedia has no idea what it's talking about, and it's really just in the business of libeling people to keep readers away from those ideas. They purposefully drag people's names through the mud in the first sentence of their Wikipedia article so that by the end of the sentence, you have a visceral reaction towards this person. They do it on purpose so that you feel shame for having been curious in the first place. Like, on Louis Farrakhan's Wikipedia page, some of his remarks have also been considered homophobic. Grow up, Wikipedia! You're supposed to be an impartial encyclopedia, not an arbiter of social justice, which social justice is bullshit anyway. Wikipedia is just a stronghold of social justice bullshit on the internet. There's justice, and then there's this resentful ideology that the academics came up with that makes you suck at parties. So that you can all suck at parties together and finally have an identity because you have to destroy any natural identity that reveals itself on the earth. These are shame tactics. It actively shames you away from certain questions and people because of the narrow-minded views of its supposedly impartial editors. The fact that there's a Wikipedia article called AIDS Denialism, why is that necessary? Why is it necessary to call it AIDS Denialism? Why not unpopular theories about AIDS? Alternative theories? Fringe theories? It has to be AIDS denialism. They have to shame you. They have to come up with a pejorative to denounce just the act of questioning the supposed scientific consensus around AIDS and HIV. That's a red flag if ever there has been a red flag in this world. Why am I bad just for having the thought? Like, the way that they even phrase it that way, Griffin engaged in HIV/AIDS denialism. Not for the faint of heart. Denialism. It's so stupid. Like, what kind of Bolshevik gulag inhuman way of labeling ideas is that? They have to give it a name so that it becomes a problem. It's problematized. The same way that they told you that being sad because you work in a sterile cubicle and don't have a community makes you depressed. They have to problematize it so that you're gullible enough to agree with them. Jeez. So let me engage in some HIV/AIDS denialism. I think there's a good argument that there's no such thing as African AIDS. That it was all a hyped up bullshit phenomenon to enforce population control. When you would get hit by a truck in Africa, they would write down that the cause of death was AIDS. It wasn't very scientific or honest or rigorous. Okay? Am I really an HIV/AIDS denialist? Not as much as I am a biologist denialist. Denialist. Which essentially just means that I reject the notion that biologists are actual smart people. They can't do math. Why should I trust them? Wikipedia is bullshit. They know what they're doing. They're purposefully trying to get you to avoid certain questions by giving you a visceral reaction using slurs, every Saul Alinsky technique in the book that they can use to get you to avoid certain questions, certain topics, and make you feel bad for being curious in the first place.